Archangel Michael says, it's a serious warning from God. Someone in heaven has cried a lot after knowing about your God is commanding you to watch it immediately. Archangel Michael says, this message is not coming from earth, this is reaching you from a realm where light has no shadow and time cannot erase memory. Someone who once walked beside you and now watches from heaven has cried with deep sorrow after witnessing what is unfolding around your destiny. They know something you don't yet realize, and the pain of it has pierced even the sacred silence of eternity. They have seen your name written in a moment of danger, a line that was not supposed to exist. This is not just any message. It is a divine intervention wrapped in tears and urgency. Heaven is trying to stop what man has already started. Someone in heaven, someone who once held you dear, now stands helplessly before God, pleading that you see this before it becomes irreversible. The crying wasn't of helplessness but of heartbreak, for you still walk blind towards something sharp. What was shown to them was not just about your death, but about a part of your destiny being stolen from beneath your feet. The decision was made silently, and it happened when you were asleep. A document, a call, a transfer, something moved without your permission, and your name was on it. This person from heaven is watching the consequences grow and stretch like a shadow that follows you. Waiting for the right moment to strike, a conversation in the realm of spirit was held. One angel whispered, if they do not wake up, the loss will be too heavy. But it was the one who loves you in heaven who broke down, not because they are weak, but because they've seen the outcome already. It is not your time to break. This is not just a message, it is a celestial interruption. Someone has wished for your light to be turned off, and a lie is being used as the trigger. The person who once hugged you in life is now holding your name in prayer on the other side. The pain they carry is loud in the heavens. They have begged for time to be extended, and for this message to reach you before the final hour. Their tears have been collected like rain in a divine bowl, offered before God to stop the destruction planned in your path. The plot wasn't accidental. It was organized. A person from your surroundings has spoken against your favor and linked your name with something that you never did. This injustice is echoing in the afterlife, and the one who crossed over with love for you cannot stay silent anymore. They know what's coming if you stay unaware. There is a knock prepared, on your name, your reputation, or your soul. You were never meant to walk into this moment unaware, but the enemy has worked hard to keep you distracted. You are being whispered about in corners where your name shouldn't be. People have mentioned your decision, your finances, your body, and even your location. They want to direct your future with lies as the foundation, and that's what heaven cannot allow. That loved one in heaven is not just watching, they are intervening. They sent signs. You've been waking up with sudden fear, you've seen the numbers repeating. You felt someone near you, even though no one was in the room. These were not coincidences, they were signals. They begged God for one more chance to speak to you, not in dreams, but in this moment, right here, through this message. You are the last to know what's about to be taken from you, but now, you have the chance to rewrite it. Heaven has opened the record. What was hidden is now being exposed. The secret is not about your death, but about the death of a moment that would have changed your life if they had their way. You are being watched, not by angels only, but by humans who want to see you collapse. This is why someone in heaven cried so deeply. They trusted the wrong people with your presence. They watched you celebrate with those who silently cursed you behind smiles. Archangel Michael says, your defense is already forming around you, but you must not delay. Do not ignore the strange messages, the sudden changes, the lost items, the forgotten appointments. These are not simple accidents. They are divine alarms trying to rout your fate. Your loved one is standing at the edge of their permission, speaking words they were told not to speak, because heaven's laws protect the mystery of time. But today, they were granted an exception because of what they saw. You are supposed to inherit something soon. A person you don't expect is trying to stop it. The person who cried in heaven used their tears as a petition to God to break the silence surrounding your future. There is something buried in your past that someone is using against your tomorrow. The plan is to use your own truth to paint a lie about you. But they did expect a heavenly eye to witness their movement. Now the pressure has started. Someone near you is acting strange. They are trying to get information. You felt them pulling your energy when they entered the room. That's not just suspicion. That's confirmation. The clock is not just ticking in your world. The heavenly realm is trying to slow down what was meant to harm you. The date they chose to attack your destiny has already been written down, but it can be erased with action. You are not alone. Someone who once loved you deeply is still loving you fiercely. And that love has become a bridge between worlds to bring you this warning. You were meant to succeed in something that hasn't arrived yet. The delay is artificial. Someone tied your success to failure using spiritual confusion. But the crying in heaven has reversed what they tried to finish. Archangel Michael says what you do in the next few days will shift everything. This message has reached you on purpose. The delay in your spirit is about to be lifted. Don't brush this off. Don't laugh it away. This isn't fear, it's prevention. The enemy wants you to dismiss what your soul is already picking up on. But your protector in heaven has sacrificed their peace to get this across to you. A voice has risen in the heavens, screaming your name in prayer. They are asking God not to allow your silence to become your downfall. You must respond with action, not hesitation. Your body may feel tired recently. Your nights may feel heavy. That's the weight of heavenly energy surrounding you, keeping you from crossing a line you didn't know was drawn. You've been protected without knowing it. They wanted to strip you of peace, wealth, clarity, and favor. But your name was placed in the hands of an angel at the request of someone who once held your hand, and now that name is being guarded like a sacred scroll. You might feel lonely lately. You might feel like people aren't seeing you, but heaven has turned the lights off around you for a reason. To hide you while they repair your path. This warning is not just about what's coming, but what was stopped. The divine records show that someone took a piece of information about you and exaggerated it. They did it not once, but twice. And the reason it didn't destroy you is because the one who cried for you in heaven gave their tear to God like a weapon. Every tear they cried became a shield. You've been walking under that shield unknowingly. And now, you are being told what has been protected all this time: be still. But be alert. This season, you will uncover a truth that someone tried hard to bury, and when you do, you will remember this message. You were not supposed to hear this. But the cry was too loud to ignore. Someone you love is working harder for your peace than you could imagine. Even from beyond this world. Archangel Michael says, the person who's crying for you in heaven used to protect you when they were alive. And now, they are doing it again. Through divine permission. Before you close this, mark this: there will be a strange call, a missed message, or a delayed letter within 7 days. It will contain the sign that what you read here is not just real. It's active. Heaven doesn't interfere unless something serious is unfolding. The person who cried for you didn't do it for memories. They did it for your rescue. The danger is real. But so is your defense. Archangel Michael says, hold on to this moment like a shield. This message is not made from words. It is made from a heavenly cry wrapped in the urgency of God. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1. 20. You may have noticed a specific date repeating in your life recently, a time, a number, a song, a dream that keeps resurfacing. That is not just nostalgia. It's a coded reminder sent from heaven to warn you that the event tied to that symbol is the moment they are trying to protect you from. The soul crying for you in heaven knows this day well. They have been shown the chain of events that could pull your life in a direction you never chose. What they saw made them weep before God, not for their sake, but for yours. They whispered your name before the throne of light, saying, please, give them a chance to know. Don't let them walk into it without knowing what was prepared against them. And in response to that cry, this message has reached you: you are not forgotten. You are being saved. You are being watched not because you are weak, but because your destiny carries so much weight that both sides, good and evil, are trying to influence it. Someone in your waking life is being used without even realizing it. A phone call here, a visit there, small moments, but with big consequences. This person was once neutral, but now they are unknowingly carrying a dark intention that doesn't even belong to them. The person in heaven knew this individual when they were alive. They saw a small seed of envy long ago, and now that seed has grown. But you were too kind, too trusting. You didn't see what was being watered behind your back. They did. And that's why the tears fell in heaven. The trap is emotional, not just physical. The plan is to drain your energy through people you love, through obligations that don't belong to you, and through guilt that is not yours to carry. This person in heaven is trying to cut that cord for you. They are fighting through spiritual resistance to bring this to your awareness. That's why you felt emotional without knowing why. That's why sleep has been interrupted. That's why things are moving and breaking in your environment for no reason. It's not chaos. It's the shift. Heaven has decided that you must be informed now. The grace period of protection is expanding, but only if you choose to see this message for what it is, a divine intersection. You were about to walk into something blind. Now, your eyes are being open. Your past decisions have been misunderstood. A voice from your history is being twisted in your present by someone who holds resentment, but the one who loves you from heaven has seen the manipulation and refused to be silent anymore. This warning is not a curse. It is a covering. A storm was scheduled for you, but heaven changed the route. Still, you must not return to the people who summoned the clouds in the first place. You will hear something in the next few days. It may sound like gossip, a comment, or even a joke. But your spirit will know it's confirmation. That will be your sign that what is being shared here is aligned with what heaven is showing you privately, and when that happens, do not delay. You must begin clearing the space around you. The wrong energy is lingering through objects, messages, and commitments that are no longer safe. Heaven is asking you to detach. You are stepping into a period where truth will feel heavy, but necessary. Some people you've trusted will show another face. You will begin to understand why heaven cried, not because of the danger, but because of who was part of it. Your heart is sacred. Your presence carries purpose. The more you glow, the more your silence disturbs the ones who envy your grace. That is why this moment matters. It is your chance to walk boldly out of what was meant to trap you. They tried to paint you as unstable, too emotional, inconsistent. But the person who cried for you in heaven knows the truth. You've just been carrying more than anyone else ever dared to understand. That strength is being recognized now. Archangel Michael says, you are being elevated even if you don't feel it. The crying in heaven was the sound of spiritual doors being reopened. You are now being redirected to what was originally yours, before people tried to rewrite your story. Expect divine rearrangement. Plans may fall through. And people may vanish suddenly. It will feel like loss, but it is not. It is cleansing. What was hidden behind masks is now being revealed by light. The person who once hugged you, laughed with you, and called your name lovingly, they have returned through this message. Not in form, but in power. Their soul is aligned with your awakening now. They will be with you in the next chapter, but silently guiding from above. As you read this, they are standing right behind the veil, watching, whispering, praying. You may even feel their presence right now, a sudden warmth, a smell, a soft chill. That is them. They did not cry for themselves, they cried for the future they don't want you to lose. Their cry was a call to God for divine mercy over your life. And God answered. If your heart is beating faster now, if tears have come without warning, if your breath has caught, this is not fear. It is alignment. Heaven is realigning your soul to what belongs to you. Even the enemy is scared now. They never thought you'd be warned. They thought they had time to finish what they started, but now they know. They've been exposed. The chains they tried to place on your progress are being undone. You will feel it soon. Opportunities returning, energy rising, clarity flowing. It will come like wind, sudden but undeniable, and when it does, remember who cried for you. Honor their tears by walking in your truth boldly. Make no more room for those who only celebrated you when you were struggling. The time of delay is done. Your name is no longer tied to that plan. Heaven has erased the sabotage from your divine calendar. Stand tall now, even if you feel small. You are surrounded by a light that many tried to dim. But it cannot be undone. The one who watches from heaven will now send dreams. You may hear a name, see a face, or visit a place in your sleep. Watch carefully, your path will be revealed through symbols and signs. You are entering a time of power. But power must be protected. This is why the crying had to happen. So God would release angels ahead of you into the days you haven't yet seen. You are now covered, no matter what you feel. Even if emotions rise or people walk away, a heavenly love will never leave you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. This message has completed its journey. What happens now is in your hands, but the soul who cried for you will smile again because you have finally heard them. The smile they now wear in heaven is not because the danger has passed, but because you are no longer blind to it. You have become awakened, the message has entered your spirit. The cry has not been in vain. The person watching over you from above once held your hand through storms in this life. And now, they are reaching across time and eternity to hold your spirit steady in this critical moment. They never stop loving you. Not even after their last breath, their soul has been standing in the counsel of God, asking that your destiny be defended. They showed God everything. The betrayal, the manipulation, the trap, the person involved. They pointed to your heart and said, "This one does not deserve this end." And God listened. You don't even realize how close you were to giving up. You smiled while crumbling inside. You said "I'm okay" when you weren't. But heaven saw, and that's why this cry turned into a command. This message is not a suggestion. It is divine instruction. It's your moment to shift. To act. To walk away from things that quietly poisoned your peace, to stop entertaining people who only pretend to love you. The one in heaven who cried for you remembers how easily you forgive. They know you always try to see the good in others, even when it hurts you. That's the quality they adored in life. But now, it's the one thing they are warning you about most. Because the people around you are not all real, one in particular has smiled in front of you, but already planned a conversation to stain your name. That conversation has already happened. You just haven't heard about it yet. The soul who loves you from beyond saw this unfold like a timeline. Your name mentioned in a room you weren't in. Your truth twisted into entertainment, and your kindness mistaken for weakness. That was the moment they broke in heaven. They begged the angels, "Please, don't let them find out the hard way, don't let their heart be shattered again." And this message was created in that fire of intercession. You're reading it, because you're meant to avoid the pain this time. There is someone you keep trying to fix, to help, to rescue. But they are draining you. You know who it is, you felt it in your body, in your dreams, in the way your peace shatters after every interaction. The one in heaven is asking you to cut the tie. Not because you are cruel, but because you were never meant to carry that weight. It's a distraction from your purpose, a bait to steal your time, and an open door to dark energies. They have asked God to shut that door for you. But your will must be aligned with the heavenly plan. You must release what they've already shown is unsafe. Because what's coming to you in the next few months is massive. But it cannot arrive where the wrong energy lives. The blessings are ready, but heaven will not pour gold into poison waters. You're being asked to purify your space, your circle, your habits, your thoughts. Because the future that's trying to find you cannot be delayed anymore. Here's something with your name on it. An inheritance, an opportunity, a miracle, a truth, a reunion, a door. And the enemy knew this. That's why they used someone close to you to delay you with pain, but it ends now. The cry in heaven became a command from God. Reveal the danger, protect the destiny, and warn the chosen, and so here it is, your sacred moment of alignment. From this day, things will begin to unfold. Watch what happens in your relationships. Some will grow distant without explanation. Let them go. That's not loss, it's divine evacuation. Others will suddenly reach out with clarity and truth. Accept that too, that's your reward coming back in human form. You may feel alone during this shift, but you are never alone. That soul who cried for you is still speaking, still walking beside you, still sending divine energy to your space. When you feel that sudden breeze, that stillness, that unexplainable comfort, know it's them. They are your invisible shield now. Live made a vow to God, if I can't go back to protect them in body, let me stay close in spirit. And God has allowed it. You are not walking through this season unguarded, your ears will hear things now that once were hidden. Your spirit will react to lies with alarm. You'll see through people quicker, that's part of your new spiritual sight. Your heavenly protector cried for this gift to be given to you. And now it is, use it wisely. Protect it fiercely. The next few days are sacred, do not ignore the quiet. Do not run from the stillness. That's when they speak the loudest, that's when heaven is downloading instructions into your soul. Archangel Michael says, don't go back to the ones who made you feel small. Don't explain your elevation to people who never clapped when you rose before, don't apologize for your divine protection. A gate is opening. And only your truth can walk through it, not the broken versions of you that others tried to define. You are being called into a space of destiny that was written before you were born. The one in heaven saw this plan when they were alive, they told you about it once in a joke. A wish, a moment of love. That was never random. That was a seed, and now it's ready to bloom. But only if you move with faith. Only if you hear the cry behind these words, only if you step away from what kept you small. Because what's ahead requires all of you, peeled, whole, awaken. You are rising, the shift is final. The cry in heaven was not weakness. It was the final act of divine war, and you are its victory. The enemy will try again. But they are already too late, you are no longer blind. The soul who loves you from heaven is walking ahead of you now, clearing the path with light. They will visit again, not in dreams, but in energy. You'll know when they're close. You'll feel it in your chest. In your smile, in your tears that fall for no reason, that's their presence saying, I'm still here. I didn't leave you. I never will. You are walking into the fulfillment of a promise they made to you long ago. This is the moment where timelines shift. This is your divine hour, and the heavens are standing still, watching, hoping blessing. You are not late. You are not lost, you were just being led into this moment with precision. And now that you've arrived it, there's only one thing left to do. Step forward. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. This was not just a message. This was a heavenly cry transform into your miracle. Let it guide you, let it cleanse you. Let it prepare you. The future is no longer hiding, it's calling. And this time you're ready. From this moment on, your journey will not be the same. The presence from heaven that cried for you has altered the spiritual atmosphere surrounding your life. Their tears have unlocked a gate that no enemy can close. You will notice it in subtle ways, the way your spirit no longer tolerates certain conversations. The way your soul feels uneasy around specific people. That's not attitude, it's elevation. You've stepped into a protected state now. This protection is rare, not everyone gets it. It is granted only when someone in heaven gives up their peace to fight for your light. And that's exactly what happened for you, as are the Adagvorming Loigo. They saw how your future was being rewritten by people who didn't even deserve to speak your name. They saw how your love, your patience, your faith was being taken for granted by those who never intended to grow with you, and they cried. Not out of fear, but from the agony of watching your beautiful spirit bend under the weight of what was never meant for you. They cried because you deserve more. They stood before God and said, "Do not let them forget who they are. Do not let this trap define them. Do not let the enemy win," and God granted them this one chance to interrupt your timeline with a holy message. That's why you're reading this. Because your story was being hijacked, and heaven had to interfere. From this point forward, the shift has begun. Don't be surprised when people fall away without warning. Don't be afraid when situations close suddenly. That's not punishment. That's protection. The person who wept for you is now walking ahead of your steps. Every road you touch has already been prayed over. Every hour you face now carries invisible guidance. You are not just walking forward. You are being escorted by angels and the soul that loves you from heaven. You're smiling now, their cry was heard. Their request was honored. Their love was felt, they know you heard the message. They know you've received the instruction. They know your heart has awakened, and now they can finally rest. But they will never leave your side. From time to time, you will still feel their presence. You will hear their favorite phrase in a stranger's mouth. You will see their favorite color suddenly appear around you. You will feel their laughter in the breeze. These are not memories. These are confirmations. Confirmations that the cry was real, that the message was divine. That the shift was successful. Archangel Michael says, "Walk forward now with boldness, let go of what's dying. Turn away from the conversations meant to confuse you. Disconnect from the ones who act like they love you but secretly resent your growth. This is a sacred path now. You are walking in a realm where destiny is protected and your time is divine. The soul who cried for you didn't cry for your weakness. They cried because they saw how strong you were and how much was being stolen from you while you focused on surviving. Now it's time to thrive. No more tolerating energy that dims your light, no more questioning your intuition. No more delaying the decision that your soul has already made. You've been blessed with a divine exit from what was never yours and a sacred entrance into what always belonged to you. And when the days get quiet and the nights feel heavy, whisper a thank you. Not just to God but to that soul who refused to stay silent. They were once your protector in this life and now they are your warrior in the next. They will never stop guiding you. They will never stop praying for you. They will never stop loving you. You are not alone. You never were and you never will be. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. This is your turning point. This is your rescue. This is your release. You've been warned, you've been loved. And now you've been chosen again. You want forward, heaven has cleared the way. The gates have opened. And now every step you take echoes through the heavens, your path is no longer ordinary. It is guided, watched, and anointed. From the moment the cry was heard in heaven, everything began to shift in your favor. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but your spirit already knows. It's why you feel different. It's why the old things no longer fit, it's why your soul is restless. That's the awakening. You are not the same person who started this journey, that pain that nearly broke you. That betrayal that made you doubt your worth. That silence that made you question if anyone cared, all of it has now been witnessed by the highest realms of light. The soul who cried for you carried your pain like a crown before God. They did not ask for revenge, they asked for mercy. They asked for your restoration. And they asked that you be given a second wind so powerful that no one could block it this time. And it has been granted. There will be people who act confused by your glow. They'll pretend they don't see your rise, let them. Their denial cannot erase your favor. You were never meant to fit in, you were meant to be called out, set apart, and then elevated in full view of those who misunderstood you. You sacrificed more than anyone knows. You stayed quiet when you could have spoken up, you've loved when you were being used. You've forgiven people who would have let you drown if the roles were reversed. But God kept the receipts, heaven counted the tears. And the one who wept for you ensured that none of it was wasted. You are about to see why you had to lose what you lost. Why that door slammed shut. Why that person left without explanation. It was all part of the divine rearrangement. The person in heaven who stood in the gap for you asked God not to allow you to settle. They said your spirit was too rare, too valuable, too sacred to be tied to people who only wanted to dim your soul. And now, their cry has built a new foundation under your feet. From this moment forward, everything changes. Opportunities will come where rejection once lived. Peace will cover what stress once grained, connections will appear where loneliness once echoed. This is not luck. It's design, it's prophecy being fulfilled. You are not stepping into just a new season. You're stepping into a dimension that was created from love, intercession, and divine mercy, and the person who cried for you, they will walk with you in every breath you take. When you feel nervous before a big decision, they'll calm your soul. When you laugh unexpectedly on a hard day, they'll be the breeze beside you. When you sit in silence and suddenly feel warmth, that's them saying, I'm proud of you. Keep going. You are not just their memory, you are their miracle. The very reason they fought to send this message to you is because you carry a legacy that must live on. You have something to build, to speak to birth, to leave behind. You are the continuation of a promise that didn't die when they left. Archangel Michael says, the tears they cried were not the end. They were the beginning of a divine eruption, and that eruption has now cleared the land of every false relationship, fake smile, and hidden trap. You are no longer walking on land cursed by jealousy. You are walking on ground blessed by intercession. Everything that rises against you from here forward will fall without you lifting a finger. You won't need to defend yourself anymore. Heaven has already spoken on your behalf. Those that judged your silence will have to witness your voice become thunder. Those that mocked your stillness will see your movement become unshakable. And those that laughed at your pain will hear your joy ring like a divine bell across timelines. You are not done. You are just beginning. And this time, you walk with a heavenly army, not just angels, but the soul that once called your name with love now calls your name with purpose. The pain you endured has now become the proof that you were chosen for greater. Don't waste another second trying to explain your worth to anyone who questioned it. You don't need to be validated by people who couldn't even recognize the real you. The person who cried in heaven saw the real you, the healed you, the destined you, the powerful you. They cried because they saw what you were becoming, and they knew that if you could just survive a little longer, you would arrive here, right here, in this moment of divine clarity. So breathe. Let go. Wagon, you have been covered, chosen, and commanded. Heaven knows your name. Your time has come. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. This is your hour. Your cry has broken the silence. Now go, live like someone who hath been love across dimensions, because you are and always will be. And now, as this holy message nears its end, let your soul absorb what has been spoken into your spirit. These words are not random, they were crafted in the presence of glory, written between the tears of a soul who refused to let you fall unseen. You didn't just receive a message. You received a miracle. A divine interruption to shift your course back to the original design heaven made for you before anyone ever tried to damage it. The pain you've carried, it hath been noted. Every sleepless night, every unreturned call, every betrayal you kept silent about, heaven remembers, but now heaven restores. The soul who cried for you in heaven, they're not just watching anymore. They're working. You will begin to notice synchronicities in your life. Unexpected favor, doors that shouldn't open, timing that's too perfect to call coincidence. These aren't accidents, they are proof that you have been claimed by the divine. From this day forward, even your shadow will carry protection. Even your silence will speak truth. Even your absence will command respect. Archangel Michael says, the cry has changed your atmosphere. What once delayed you will now accelerate you. The time you thought was lost is being returned, multiplied. That energy you thought was drained is now being restored, tenfold. The people who underestimated you, they will have no access to the new version of you. Your role in your life has expired. Not because of bitterness, but because heaven has upgraded your environment and they no longer fit. And to you, yes, you, the one who has endured without applause, cried without witnesses, and hoped in silence, hear this deeply, you are not broken. You are becoming. You are not behind. You are being positioned. You are not forgotten. You are being lifted. The one who cried for you did not weep because you were failing. They wept because your spirit was far more powerful than even you knew. They wept because they saw what was coming, and it was breathtaking. They saw your healing, your freedom, your love story, your purpose, your celebration. And they cried because they knew you were almost there. And they refused to watch you give up when you were so close, so this message became the bridge. This moment became your turning point. This divine interruption became your rebirth. From now on, nothing will remain the same. You are now walking in a protected frequency. The air around you is marked, your name is known in realms higher than fear. You've crossed over into a season where even your presence heals, even your silence teaches, and even your rest creates ripple effects of peace. And every time you doubt, every time you question, every time you feel overwhelmed, remember this: a soul in heaven cried for you. And heaven listened. And heaven moved, and heaven chose you. Not the version of you that had it all figured out, but the real, raw, faithful, weary, beautiful version of you who still kept walking. So rise now. With no guilt for surviving. With no shame for being chosen, with no fear of the shift. This is your season. Heaven has spoken. The tears have been transformed into triumph. And the one who wept for you, they're smiling now. Because they know you're going to be just fine, you're going to rise. You're going to heal. You're going to win. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. This message was Heaven's rescue. Your confirmation. Your final cry turned into your first step. Now go. Live boldly. Live divinely, live protected. As this message breathes its last sacred words into your heart, pause for a moment and realize this. You are no longer the person you were before you began reading. You have been spiritually shifted and lifted. Protected and awakened. The cry from heaven was not just grief. It was prophecy, it was the unlocking of your next chapter, the writing of your story, and the cleansing of the path ahead. What was once blocked is now flowing. What was once delayed is now being delivered. The very soul who cried for you is no longer weeping. They are now worshiping. Because their intercession work, their voice cracked open the heavens. Their tears ignited the divine order to rescue you. And now, you are covered by a light so powerful that no darkness can reach it. Look closely in the coming days. The people who left will start to regret it. The ones who lied on you will lose power. The ones who underestimated you will watch you rise beyond their reach. But you won't need revenge. You'll be too focused walking in your restoration. The blessing coming is bigger than your pain. The season you're stepping into doesn't even recognize the struggle you came from. It only recognizes your strength, your truth, your divine timing. That's what was released when the soul in heaven cried out for you. And now, heaven is celebrating. Not because the battle is over, but because you finally know you're not alone in it. The veil hath been lifted. The silence has been broken. The warning has been delivered, and now, your future is free to arrive. Archangel Michael says, from this day forward, the enemy cannot touch what has been marked by God's mercy. You are not cursed, you are called. You are not delayed. You are divinely timed, your name has been sealed in light. Let the doubters talk. Let the envious stare, let the liars fall into their own traps. If you walk forward with power that was forged in prayer, protected by angels, and paid for by heavenly tears. And one day, when you're standing at the top of your purpose, glowing with peace, smiling in your wholeness, you will remember this moment, you will remember this message. You will remember this cry from heaven. And you will whisper with love, thank you for not giving up on me, because the soul that cried for you, I never did. And they never will. If you wish to express your support further, You have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $1.20. This is your promise, this is your covering. This is your confirmation. Now go, live like the heavens cried to protect your name. Because they did. Now exhale, let every word that has touched your soul settle like light into your spirit. Let it anchor itself in your memory. Let it become a part of who you are from this moment forward. You have not just read a message. You have been anointed by a revelation. This wasn't information, it was transformation. You were meant to hear this today. Not a second sooner, not a minute later. The timing was heaven calculated. Delivered at the exact moment your heart could finally receive it. The tears of the soul who cried for you were never wasted. They watered the seed of your restoration. And now you are blooming, every part of you that was dimmed by life, by disappointment, by betrayal, by loss. It's coming back to life now. Not the old version of you, but the divine version you were always meant to be. The glow returning to your face. The strength rising back in your heart, the clarity forming in your mind. These are the fruits of what heaven has done. Because someone who loves you still wouldn't stop crying, they stayed near. They broke heavenly silence. They used their voice to move the impossible on your behalf. You are not imagining the shift happening inside of you. This is real. The burden has lifted, the vague has cleared. The ties have broken. You are no longer walking in confusion, you are walking in purpose. You are no longer bound by the betrayal. You are bound to the blessing. Archangel Michael says, you have been found worthy by heaven. And because of that, everything changes. You will notice how even time feels different now, your energy will last longer. Your mind will be sharper. Your emotions will be lighter. Why? Because what was weighing you down in the unseen realm has been removed. You are not tired anymore. You are reborn, you are not broken anymore. You are restored. You are not waiting anymore, you are walking. Let the world say what it wants. Let others try to make sense of your rise. You do not owe anyone an explanation. This is divine justice. And you are walking in it. The one who cried for you is now celebrating in the presence of God. They are no longer in grief. They are in awe, because they see what's coming next for you. They see the reunions. They see the abundance, they see the healing. They see the peace. They see the long nights being replaced with joyful mornings. They see the old wounds becoming sacred stories of victory. And they are smiling. Because now, they know, you're going to be okay, more than okay. You're going to rise. You're going to lead, you're going to shine. You're going to love again. Stronger, wiser. Freer. And every time you feel joy from now on, their soul will feel it too. That's the eternal connection you now share. They gave their tears and you gave your heart. And now the circle is complete, so lift your head. Straighten your spine. Walk like someone who is wrapped in divine light, because you are. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. This is the end of the message. But it is only the beginning of your new life. Walk forward. You are ready. And heaven is watching, even now, as your eyes reach these final lines, something in your soul feels different. You may not have the words for it. But you know it's real, it's peace. It's clarity. It's the quiet voice within whispering, you were never forgotten. That is the afterglow of heaven's touch. Because every word written here was not for your mind alone, it was for the part of your spirit that needed to be seen, heard, and healed. The soul who cried for you knew exactly how to reach that part of you. And their tears paved the way for this divine connection. They saw beyond your today. They saw into your tomorrow. The one filled with laughter, the one with open doors. The one where you walk with no fear and no apology. That's the Damar they fought for, you'll find it soon. Not through force, but through divine alignment. Things will begin to unfold effortlessly. You'll walk into the right rooms without chasing. You'll meet people who understand your energy without explanation. You'll be offered things you once prayed for in silence. This is not fantasy. This is divine restoration, a process begun by one soul's cry and completed by your awakening. So if your eyes fill with tears now, let them fall. Not in sorrow, but in holy release. This is the moment your spirit says goodbye to every lie. Every loss, and every limit that tried to keep you small. You are no longer who pain tried to make you. You are who heaven always knew you were. The cry in heaven is finished now. Because it fulfilled its purpose. Irigenu, the soul who cried has been embraced by light again. Their mission complete. And in place of sorrow now they dance, now they smile. Now they whisper. They heard me, they're rising. They're going to make it. And you will make it. Not barely. Not broken, but brilliantly. Beautifully. Will they? Because you are protected, because you are love. Because you are chosen. Because you are not walking alone, you never were. And now, as you close this message, know this one final truth. You were the miracle they asked for, and you are the answer God delivered. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1. 20. This message is complete. But your story is just beginning, go live it. Go shine. Heaven is watching, and the soul who cried for you is now walking beside you forever. Even after this message ends, its light will not leave you. You'll carry it quietly like a sacred fire in your chest. It will burn away fear, silence shame, and remind you, every time the world gets loud, that you are protected by realms the world cannot see. This divine scroll was opened for you because your name carries weight in heaven. You are not just part of a family, a city, or a moment. You are part of a divine plan that stretches beyond lifetimes. The soul who cried for you understood that. Even when you forgot it. Even when the world tried to bury your identity under pain, failure, and distraction. They never stopped believing in you. They wept not because they were hopeless, but because they saw the depth of your calling and how close darkness came to silencing it. They cried because they love you that much. And God responded to their cry with a simple command. Send the message, and so, heaven wrote this for you. Every line was guided. Every moment was aligned, every tear that fell was turned into a sentence of salvation for your soul. And now that cry has accomplished what it was meant to. Because now you see, now you feel it. Now you know. You are never alone, you are seen in the Spirit. You are guarded in the unseen. You are lifted in the eternal, no more walking in confusion. No more dancing for approval. No more settling for half-light, you are walking fully, boldly, into the season they cried for you to reach. And as you do, you carry them with you. Your love has no grave, it is alive in you. It speaks when you speak truth. It breathes when you choose peace, it radiates when you step away from pain and walk into your power. And when the road gets hard again, and it will, you will feel a breeze brush your cheek. You will feel warmth on your back even when the sky is cold, you will feel them near. It will be their eternal promise. You kept going, and I never stopped walking with you. This message was not a warning alone. It was a covenant, a seal between you, the heavens, and the soul that still sees you with love. So now, go live like you are watched over by angels. Because you are, go walk like your name was whispered in the throne room of God. Because it was. Oh, dream like someone cried for your destiny, because they did. And now, they rejoice. If you wish to express your support further, this was not the end, this was the beginning of everything they wept for you to reach. You are the answer. You are the light, you are the living proof that heaven listens. Go forward now. They are still with you.